say that if you seek, you will find. If you seek, you will find. I've been searching for true love. Gotta keep right on searching till I find. And nothing good comes easy, this I know. Gotta keep right on searching till I find. I've been searching for true love. I'll keep on searching till I find.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, good evening, good evening. If you can hear me, please just indicate that you can hear me. Good evening, everybody. Good evening.
My grandma used to say the best things in life are free. Sadly, network.
Good evening. If you can hear me, please just indicate that you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me perfectly well.
Premium channels and more to come. At home on your TV, on the go through our mobile app, and in your office on your computer.
Good evening, guys. I hope we had a lovely day.
Instagram and Twitter at Sadly Network.
I hope we had a lovely day. Okay, today we are not going to waste your time today. My name is Manuel, and I'm face behind Baker's TV show. I believe my face is known now because of these few days. We have been trying to host a lot of people, a lot of great bakers in Baker's TV show to help us, some to help us strengthen our recipes, some to help us advise us in baking business, so to help us grow our brand. And these few days we have been doing an amazing job, and the feedback is encouraging. No, though it's stressful, but the feedback is more important to us. And we also appreciate that from this platform, we have been able to help you in one way or the other. And our top goal is still to help you grow your brand. And today we have a lovely, 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 lovely woman today. No other person than Kitchen Pastries. She has been doing a lot of wonderful job as far as baking industry in Nigeria is concerned. She has been doing perfect work, and today we have her on a show today to help us, to tell us those secret things that she has applied to our brand, that has helped our brand to grow this far. Sit back today. Our success story will definitely lift your brand and also encourage you to stay in baking business. And let me see, try to bring her on a live segment. So feel free. Yeah. Good evening, ma.
Hello. Good evening,
I'm
everyone.
happy to see you today. How are you, ma?
I'm glad to be here.
I've always seen workout videos. Ma, you are actually doing work.
Thank you. Thank you.
How are you, ma? So I hope you had a great day today. My face is cutting. Let me try to.
Yes, I did. A little bit stressed out, but yes, it was good.
Hey, at least making money. Sorry.
Oh, well, yes.
Sorry about that. Okay, a quick so that we can start. Please
Yes.
quickly introduce yourself to the people so that we can get to start.
Okay, I am Ifeoma Adanna Ezechukwu, the creative director of Kitchen Pastries.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. If I know a lot of people have questions, different questions to ask you today. Before they start throwing in their questions, I want to ask, how long have you been baking?
More or less 13, 14 years. More or
Wow.
less.
A child of 13, 14 years, I can imagine.
Yes.
That's a good, that's a good number of years. So
Yes.
so far this period of 14, 13, 15 years, what is that secret that has been keeping your brand growing? Because looking at kitchen pastries, I mean, that brand has gone far. So what is that thing that has been keeping your brand, or what has been helping you to stay in business?
Um, hmm. You know, when I started kitchen pastries, I started it before I started kitchen pastries. I love to bake, I love to cook, and I love to actually create things and then give out to people. So when my younger brother, said to me one day, "Why don't you learn how to do what is it called, butter icing, and then start selling these cakes that you make?" So um, I went to Made in Heaven. Then she used to stay. She wasn't married then, and then she used to stay down my street. So that's how she was the one that introduced me to sugar. And because I am the type of person I am, like I tell people, your brand is an offshoot of who you are. If you are the type of person that likes quality, you know, my eyes attract anything that is nice. My eyes gets attracted to it. If it's not nice, I don't even bother about that, you know. So um, I started it, and listen, you know, that is what I will always say to bakers when they come for training. I'll say to them, you need to propose in your heart basically what you want to do. You know, because people just go into it because there's no work, or this cake people are making a lot of money. And
Money.
once you do that, yes, once you do that with that mindset, you are bound to fail. You're bound to get tired, you know. So, but I sat down because that is the type of person I am. If I'm going to do anything, I'm going to sit down and think it through. So I sat down and I proposed in my heart. I'll tell you the secret. The person then I was looking up to was Tosa. I'll watch his cakes. I will watch the way he does them, how neat they will come out. And I sat down and I said, by the time I am done, my my brand will be a household name in the Southeast. So, and for me to get to the Southeast, I need to actually start from closer home. So that was how we started. And because of that resolve, I never gave out cakes that were not nice. If I bake your cake and you complain about it, I am going to bake another one for you without charge. If I cannot send out anything that is not nice. If it's not nice, then you're not having it. So from that point of starting and not doing it well, because sometimes I go back to where I started, the cakes I've made, and I saw that even at that time, they were nice. I can still pull them off today, and you would think it was just somebody who has been baking that did it. So yes, so that was what has kept my brand. And I remember that when I started, they kept saying to me, "There's no money in this Enugu. That there's no money, you know." And then I said, "Okay, if I'm going to give quality, quality doesn't come cheap. So, but I was going to do it anyways. I'm not going to go below average. I was going to make sure I keep giving it until it gets to a point that Enugu and the environs will understand that premium, it's good, you know." And that was what has kept my brand, and that's how we have grown. And yes, it wasn't easy. I started from my kitchen, basically. It was from my kitchen I started, and I grew. Yes.
Okay, that's very beautiful. And looking back into the baking industry these days, that to me, I like to say that these days, what I'm seeing these days is that a lot of people want to come into the baking industry, and every household now owns a baker, whether professional baker or quack baker, but there must be a baker in the family. There must
Tell me
be a
about
baker
it.
in the family. So looking at the baking industry right now in Nigeria, what is that thing that you are seeing, or the pattern of new bakers coming in that is not going to help them to sustain them or stay in business for a long time?
Okay. You know, I'll just give an example. You know, today I put up a post. I put up my picture, and I try to encourage by writing one or two stuff. And when I look at the comments, I see people saying, "Happy birthday, ma, happy birthday, ma." And it's not my birthday. It's still not my
Tomorrow.
birthday. I put up a post, and this is what is happening to bakers now. They don't read. And seriously, if you don't sit down and study and read, you will not grow strong. You know, they don't look at instructions. They actually don't sit down and allow the stuff go through them. There is a giveaway we're doing, and at the end of this, I'm going to put up a short video to explain it. And I got Niger Bakers and of course Triples to help me do that. And this is what I said. I said, if you look at Kitchen Pastries and the creative director of Kitchen Pastries, what comes to mind? Do that in a cake. And I see people just saying kitchen pastries is this, kitchen pastries is that, and they will use it. And I said, you see, that is the problem with this generation. Do you understand it now? I wanted a situation where they can actually sit down, go through my page, go through who Ifeoma Ezechukwu is, go through what kitchen pastry represents, and then create something. So that when I see it, I'll say, sure, that is me. That is kitchen pastries. Do you understand it? So they actually do not listen. And you see, when you do not listen very well to your customers, you're bound to make a lot of mistakes. And customers these days, because at every corner, somebody is a baker. Every corner, somebody is a baker. And to them, it's only people that understand. Sometimes when people eat your cake, they see the difference. When your cake stands out, they know the difference. But I can tell you that 50–60% of the customers don't know the difference. They will see a beautiful cake, and then when they come to you and you tell them the amount you made the cake for, they'll go, oh my God, it's expensive. But you're looking at this cake. I mean, nobody needs to tell you that it's expensive. Do you understand where I'm coming from? So the customers don't even understand it. And then you, the baker, you're not listening to the customers to be able to produce something from what they are saying to you. So this is what I am seeing with these new bakers now. They tend to go through all the other pages and tend to copy them, which is good. But if you really have the eyes, this is what I say to my workers: your eyes, your hands, and your brain needs to work together for you to be able to produce something different. So if you see and your brain is not interpreting it, your hands are not going to produce magic. So you might see what Kitchen Pastries has produced. Now, looking at it, you can say, if I do it this way or if I tweak it that way, it's going to come out different. And it's going to be. So sometimes I see people replicate exactly what somebody else has done without, sometimes the customer sends you a picture and say, this is the cake I want. And this is my first question. I'll say to the customer, what do you actually like about this cake? Sometimes they don't know. And sometimes I go like, I can see flowers, I can see this, I can see that. Do you mind if I create something and then we can go through it? And then the customer say, yes, kitchen pastries, go ahead. Sometimes they'll go, no, I just want exactly what I'm showing you. Because some customers, they've had a lot of disappointments, yeah? So yes, so that is exactly what I'm noticing. The bakers now, they are too quick to produce something. Anyhow, they're producing it. They're too quick to name their price. They are too quick to do these things. And when you are too quick to do things, you're bound to make mistakes. And at the end of the day, you'll be frustrated because the money will not be coming. You'll be harassed because you are looking and Baker B is making it, and you don't understand that it has taken a lot of years for Baker B to be where he or she is. So yes, that's basically what I've noticed.
Thank you so much, boss. Thank you. I'm happy that our time this evening is actually going to worth it. You said something very important to me personally. That's true that a lot of young people coming to the baking industry these days. Everybody wants to be a boss. Everybody wants to own a brand. Everybody wants to have a chef clothes with different colors. And I little idea I have about baking is that those days there used to be a process where somebody undergo before becoming a professional baker. We hear different stages. We hear beginner stages. We hear intermediate. We hear pro. But I don't think, do you think this current generation are still following the process? Because everybody these days, once they know how to cover butter icing cake, they have a brand name. What do you think?
I blame them. I also blame the teachers in quote that are teaching. Because I've had a lot of people say to me, how long is a beginner's class? And I'll go like 4 weeks, maximum 5 weeks. 5 weeks is a summary. And they go like, oh, wow. Is it not 3 months and 6 months? And I said, so what will I be doing with you with 3 months, for 3 months, being a beginner? You know what I mean? So I've had people come to my academy and they've gone to 3-4 different types of people to learn to bake, and still they don't know how to bake, or they don't know how to do buttercream. And I've heard a lot of stuff from them. So sometimes I also blame the quack teachers. There are lots of quack teachers there. I have seen 1 or 2 people I have taught that is already teaching.
That's actually funny because these days we keep hearing them, but because to me personally, I said I was pushed to talk to one. I said, in as much as we know that the price of things are really up, and it's not easy for bakers out there, but I feel a lot of bakers, big brand people that know their left from the right, are still working, because most of them said that they tend to feel they should fold up the business, and business is not working, they are not making profit from the cake. Please, can you throw more light? What are those few things that they lack to keep their business running?
Okay, to tell you the truth, Nigeria is hard as it is now, very hard. But if you really didn't go through the basics initially, you're going to find it hard when the storm comes.
Yes, that's
because
true.
there is always storm. It will always come, you know. So if basically you did not get your foundation right,
Yeah.
you're bound to have a lot of stops, a lot of disappointments. At the end of the day, you shut down. Now the thing is, things are going up. when I teach my students, I tell them about pricing. Pricing is very important. The reason why is that when you sit down and do your pricing right, you will understand that even when inflation comes, you find yourself not hit too much, because if inflation comes, take for example, you are charging a 6-inch 3-layered cake for 20,000. Take for example, yeah, and prices of things starts going up, blah blah blah, and if you decide to do a 6-inch 3-layered buttercream cake for 28,000, you see that a lot of people are not going to buy into those cakes because it's biting everyone. But because you know your foundation and you have your foundation sharp, you can now say, I won't do 3 layers. We can do 2 layers. We can do a single layer. If you observe, you see that most of the advanced bakers are now doing a lot of express cakes. The reason why is people are not a lot of people are buying into the gourmet cakes. So people coming and you tell them the price of gourmet cakes, 10-inch cakes, they are paying for 50 something thousand. And the person says, oh no, I don't have that money. And you say, oh, but we have a ready-to-go cake. Do you understand? So if you're not able to understand times and season, you're bound to fail. So as a business person, it's very important that you sit down and do your pricing right. Now, when we do our pricing right, what happens is, if at the end of the day, this is going to cost me 1,000 naira, we're going to do 1,150 naira. That 150 naira is just in case of tomorrow there is price increase. So that way, that extra is taking care of the price increase. But if it keeps increasing and increasing, then you now have to shift your prices up a bit and then look for ways or for things that you need at that moment. Now, because people also do not understand that when it comes to baking and stuff like that, your location matters. The need of the people around you matters. Am I making sense? So people think that, yes, that you need to produce cakes. But at that moment, the need of the people is not cakes. The need of the people around you might be puff puff. The need of the people around you might be zobo. You know what I mean? So what do? Yes. For you to be waiting for that need of that cake to come back, you switch to the need. So when it comes to us, I am not static in sticking to cake. When we put out what we have, and every time we send out to our customers, and they go like, Biki Forma, I need to lose weight. I need to lose weight. You know, I don't need cake. And then you see that 40, 50%, 60% of your customers are saying, I don't need cake. So they are just basically telling you, my need is changing. So you will now look at your structure, because basically, as you're building your brand, you're building structure. So if you don't have structure, then there's no way you can manipulate what is happening. So structure is very important, yeah? So you look at your structure and say, if I pull one of this staff here, and I pull the other staff here, and then we can start making salads. Then we are still making money, and we are still romancing around the time where the need for cake arises. Do you understand? So that way you're not cutting down on your staff, you are still making money, and at the same time baking cakes. So this is what we do. Because of that, we cash out. What people don't understand is we are called kitchen pastries. When I created kitchen pastries, because I know I love to bake, I love to cook, there's nothing I read I don't understand. I put it into practice. I sit down and then I work it out myself. If it's not working, I try it, it's not working, I reach out to any person that I feel that knows it and I'm ready to pay. Most times they will say, oh no, kitchen pastries, we're not charging you. So that is grace, yes? So I'll try it out. And how do we do it? We put it out and say salad Sunday or salad Fridays. And we put it out there. And you will see that you will sell 10 plates, 20 plates, 30 plates. And that will show us that this is a need that we need to investigate. Do you understand?
Perfectly. I'm actually.
So, you're doing only cakes. Yes. You're doing
no, my
only
God.
cakes. A time is. Sorry?
Go on.
Okay. So if you learned only cakes, a time will come where the need for cakes drops. And then what do? And then when the prices go all up, what do? So if you call yourself a baker means you can bake cakes. You have ovens, you have flour, you have sugar, you have baking powder, you have all those things that you can actually sit down and make. You can actually sit down from that same pastries and make meat pie. You can make puff, you can make buns, you can make with those things, but they are not as expensive as your cake. And you're still waiting for when the time comes for the cakes to come again. Do you understand it? So if you just say, I'm shutting down, you shut down, you start selling off your, I am not blaming the people that are shutting down, but I feel that before you can shut down a bakery, you must have tried out all the other options left for you. So if you're a young baker, if I can do it, a young baker can do it. If you're a young baker and you're starting off and you're feeling cakes are so expensive, why don't you try your hands on small balls? There are things you can create and make, but don't create it without knowing if it's a need. So when you create it, do a test run. Send out to friends. Say, if you buy one of these, you get half free. Send it out. Let your customers buy. If they buy, fine, then we continue with it. There are a lot of things we have done, and first time, first week, second week, third week, we'll see that instead of going up, it keeps going down. We close up on that one, and then we move. So yes, that's what I feel about what's going on.
I'm actually I'm feeling good and I'm feeling bad at the same time, because this section is very deep, and I just realized that it's not enough to know how to bake, how to decorate. There are other things we need to know to keep you in business. I wish a lot of bakers that are complaining know all these things, because these days everybody just wants to. In fact, when it comes to baking industry in Nigeria, this is the fastest growing industry so far in Nigeria, yes, because a lot of people are coming in every second, every minute. So I feel bakers can know this little secret, all these things, because when you complain about cakes not coming in, have you tried other things? There are basically other things that can sustain your business till your cake business start picking up. And trust me, a lot of them don't know. Everybody just
I just want to say something. You know, you see this brand. I am not ashamed to sell my brand. If it comes down to be going outside there and putting an umbrella and frying puff puff, I'm going to do that. That's what people don't understand. Are you getting me? At the end of the day, you want to make money. It's passion leading you to make money. I know of a baker that reached out to me and said, oh, she can bake cakes nicely, she can ice cakes nicely, but the problem is nothing is coming. And I said to her, where are you staying? She told me. And I said, have you actually gone around the shops around your area? And she said, no. I said, okay, this is what I'm going to tell you. If you take it, if you don't take it, then that's fine. This is what I'm going to tell you, that you need to go around the shops. First of all, go and do your market survey. Yes. Mm-hmm. Go and see if they have cakes there. I asked her, do you know how to do chin chin? She said, yes, sure. I said, fine. So go and see if they have cakes there. Go and see if they have chin chin there. And she came back 2 days later and said, oh my God, that... Are you there?
Go on. Go on. Yes, yes, okay. Yes.
And she said... This is Niger for you. This is my country. I love my country. Eh? Hi, man. Okay. So, can I continue or should I wait for you? So we're going to wait a bit, yeah? Okay. Should I continue? Okay.
I'm back. Sorry. This is Nigeria.
We understand that completely.
This is Nigeria.
Yes, we understand that.
Sorry about that.
She came back the next 2 days and said, oh, that she went there, she noticed that there's nobody sending cakes. I said to her, now, this is what you're going to do. Make smaller cakes. Make sure that as you're tying them up, you have your name, your number on it. Make smaller chin chin. And she said, but they don't have shelves where that they kept telling her they don't have shelves where they can put it. And I said, then you go to the market and buy those plastic shelves, you know, those ones. They're not that expensive. Go and put them in those shops. I said, before you know it, you see, what they don't understand is, as a baker, you need to make daily income. Daily, things needs to come, money needs to come in. Am I making sense? Daily, money needs to come in. So I said, as they're buying the cakes and as they're tasting your cakes, they are going like, this cake is nice. And then they will start calling you. Madam, do you make birthday cakes? And you say, yes. Madam, do you make chin chin in bigger packs? And you say, yes. And that's how you do it. And I said to her, when I started, that was how I started. I will go make some cakes and put in the shops. You know, so I don't know why people are I don't know whether it's too proud or they are not bothered. They think once you say, I'm a baker, you start baking and money starts rolling in. It doesn't happen that way. So, yes. So it's basically sitting down and asking yourself, am I proud to become a baker? I used to tell people initially, and I had already grown. I'd already grown because I've moved from my kitchen to my backyard, from my backyard to now my front store. And I had this cousin that came to do her youth service, and then she'll come into the bakery to help us. And then she studied architecture. She was an architect. And one day her principal said to her, what are you doing? He said, oh, that she's helping her auntie at the bakery. And then the man said to her, so after everything you studied is to go and be a baker, that you are that's what you were doing. The day she told me that, the thing touched my heart. The thing did, and I said, and by then I was already making money as a baker. So, and I said, Chimo, so this is how they see us, you know? And that was when I just sat down, researched into it. And if you ask me, what's your profession? Even when I travel and you know how you do the landing cards and you ask me, I'll go, I'm a cake artist. And they go, what? I said, yes, I'm a sugar artist. So what do? I bake cakes, I decorate, I do. And if you look at it, we are sugar artists. And then with my shoulders high, but at the end of the day, deep down, we are bakers, so you know. So yes, so it's not easy to be in business, and if somebody is rushing into business without having the proper tools, it's bound to be a problem. Yes.
But thank you so much for your time, and I really appreciate. And you have said something this evening that a lot of people, a lot of bakers, young bakers don't know. You said that you started from your kitchen, you moved step by step. A lot of bakers, to me, what I feel that bakers are really lacking these days is understanding step by step business. If somebody actually look at your brand now, the person will, I want to be like Kitchen Pastries. I want to be, but have you get to know how did she start her business, at what point, how did she grow to this level? And people don't know. A lot of people don't want, in fact, a lot of young bakers now, once they finish their 3 months butter came, so chef clothes, they want a shop for business. And when you use your personal money to get a shop, and the business is not coming in to maintain the shop, the next minute the question will start coming in. People will want to fold up their businesses, and I think personally, bakers need a lot of people need to sit down, especially these young ones. They really need to sit down and study the business. Not enough to know how to bake, not enough that you can decorate a cake. What are those secret things you need to know to sustain, to run a successful brand? So today I'm not actually, what do I know? I'm not actually going to do this alone. I'm going to, a lot of people are waiting to ask you questions or tell you what they are facing in their baking business, so that we can also get to, you get to advise them, encourage them to still stay in business, that it will get better. I have a young lady here. Young woman, introduce yourself. I'm from the Republic.
Okay.
Oh, whoa.
Thank you so much, Bakers TV show, for this opportunity one more time. I'm seriously grateful. And Mrs. Ifoma, like when he posted your flyer that he'll be having a live discussion with you, I was like, oh my God, Kitchen Pastries.
Oh,
like, I admire it so much, because you don't just do cakes. Like, your work is always neat. You do fruits, I don't know, this fruit tree, something like that. You make nice premium diamond food tray. You do everything practically, and it's just top notch. Like, I admire it so much. I follow your page back to back. And the one that amazed me more is that you are 50-year-old by tomorrow, yes, that you posted recently, and you still exercise, and you look like 30. You see, like super beautiful. Seriously, I was like, wow. So my name is Victoria Ayan. So I'm Igbo, but I'm based in Benin Republic, born and brought up in Benin Republic. Yes. So my brand name is Testoria Confectionery. Like, it's a big privilege to be speaking to you, ma. Like, I'm so honored. Thank you, Bakers
to be here too. Yes.
Thank you so much.
So the floor is open, Victoria, to ask our guests any question, or what challenges you have been facing in your brand, or what you want to know from her. Any question, but it must be business cake related question, not outside cake.
No.
So the floor is open.
Okay, thank you very much. You've asked almost all the questions, and I've learned a lot. Like, I feel guilty that, yeah, that part you said, reading. After I have my own personal experience, there's a man that the wife put to bed. So he posted it on Facebook. Everybody wish him congratulations. The next time I saw him posting the baby's picture, and also I wrote congratulations, not knowing that he was saying the baby died. Because I didn't read, I went straight to the comment section. I wrote, congratulations, we can't wait to see you. Then everybody started commenting under my comments. He lost the baby. I was like, oh my God. Ever since then, even though it's 10 lines, like, or it's 3 pages, I must read. Like, because I felt, no, I was so embarrassed at first. So that part reading, like, really got me. We don't read, and that's the honest truth.
Yes.
So you've said a lot how you started, and the structure. Like, I really love the way you talked about structure and being creative, because I'm also that type of person that will go to celebrity bakers, I'll screenshot a cake picture, and I want to do exactly that same design. Sometimes my own will start bending. Sometimes the head is, it's not be perfect. Like, I just want to try. I say, okay, I copied so baker, so celebrity baker to do this. What you just said really touched me now. I need to be creative. Like, I really need to. Baker teacher ask all the questions. So one thing I want to ask,
Okay,
how
hold
often
on.
do you?
Hold on. Thank you. The viewers, please, the floor is open. If you have any question to ask our guests, and the floor is open, just drop your question. If you want to join us on live video, just indicate by requesting to join us. I will quickly bring you to the screen. Question, if you are not okay to join us, you want to just drop it on the comments. We are going to read your question, and our guest will quickly answer your question. So, Victoria, go on. Sorry.
Okay. Now, I want to ask, how often do you upgrade yourself? How often do you train yourself? Because when I was going through your page, I was like, wow, you're really, really good. I heard some bakers say, like, practically every year, they need to go for an upgrade class. Now, are you going for an upgrade class when you don't have much clients? For instance, I'm speaking to myself. Actually, maybe I don't have much clients. I don't have clients that can pay for this castle cake. For instance, imagine going for an upgrade class to go and learn about this castle, because everybody is just posting about castle. And I know that I'm based in Benin Republic, that these people can't actually afford this castle cake. But I feel I just need to become a pro. Maybe if I do one castle cake, the governor will just locate me, or the president or something. But when I now go to some of these celebrity bakers and I see the classes, I'm like, Jesus, I don't even have that amount. So I want to know how you started, because you told me you posted on your page that your husband actually has the money to open a bakery for you, but no, you decided to start from your kitchen. It really touched me. I was like, this is just this man talking about me. So I want to know how you started and how often you go for your classes. Let me know.
Okay.
That's my first question.
Okay. Like I said, nobody taught me baking. Nobody.
Oh, wow.
I grew up in a family. My mom loves to cook and bake, so I know one or two about baking, but nobody taught me how to bake. I like to experience a lot. But when my brother said to me, you need to do icing, so I had to go to Made in Heaven to learn icing then. And then I went on, when I went for my holidays, I went to Square Kitchens in London, and I paid quite a bit because it was a private class. I paid them quite a bit to learn flowers, learn one or two stuff. So honestly speaking, that was it. That was the training I had. And but the thing with me is I am the type of person that reads. I tend to look at things and I want to convert them into cakes. So I read a lot. If you come near me, you will see I don't socialize a lot. So I have a lot of ideas come to me, and I will sit down. Sometimes I'll write them down. Sometimes I'll Google them. Sometimes I'll see something and I say, how am I going to put that into a cake? Sometimes I do that and it works. Sometimes it doesn't work. So, and I also understand that I also need people around me, like bakers and stuff. So anytime I get stuck, I normally will reach out to somebody I feel that can teach me. You know what I mean? So let me tell you why I did not want my husband to start it. You know, because men always feel that women can succeed in business, because they will start up a business for you, and after 6 months you say, it's not working, I need to go and start doing you know what I mean, I need to go and start doing that one. I need to. So when I started it, I was already working in a school. I was a school teacher. From a school teacher, I became a school head teacher. From a school head teacher, I became the principal. From the principal, I became the director general. So I was working in the school. So I was earning a bit of salary. So then from my salary, when they pay me salary, I started. So initially when I started, my husband felt it was just a part-time. Something I'm passing my time with, yeah? Because I remember one night that I got this order and my kids were all upstairs, everybody were all sleeping, and I was downstairs baking. I seen this cake, and he came downstairs and he was looking at me and he said, what are you doing? I said, I'm baking a cake. And he said, how much are they even paying you for this cake? And I said, 5,000. And he said, 5,000. That's why you will not rest. Babes, please come upstairs and sleep. I'll give you I'll triple it. In short, I'll give you. I just stood there. And he kept looking at me. I had to come in. I just said, babes, please leave me. Oh, this 5,000 is 5 million for me. Or leave me. Oh. You know, and he left me. And proudly, I made the cake. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And consistently, I'll come back home and see, when my kids were growing up, I was glad I was a home baker, because they all go out. We all go out in the morning. We'll come back and sort them out. If it was time for me to teach them how to learn how to swim, we take them out to swim. If it was time for us to learn 2 hours of reading, we sit down, we do it together. But when it's time for me to now bake, I had already sorted them out. So because what I always will tell young bakers that have children is, do not take a lot. Do not take a lot, because at the end of the day, if you're not sorted out in the family, your cake, that other side is going to suffer. So that was how I started. So from my kitchen, one day my husband said, this cake thing is too much, it's too much. So behind our house, then he built one small thing like that, just one room. I said, Biko, move to that place. Biko, carry all these things away from the house. So I'm glad, if you see the day I entered that one room, I felt I was entering heaven, you know, and I was there doing the stuff. Hey, you know how it is to open your bakery. That was my bakery. Open the door, close it. And then customers started coming in to the house to pick up their cakes consistently. So the man now saw that this one not be joke anymore, you know. So that was how it started. So consistently, I was doing it. But this is what I did. Because people would think, oh, Kitchen Pastries is lying. Her husband gave her all the money. Now, this is what I did. For every cake I make and every money I was given, I divided into 3. Okay. I opened a savings account that I don't even have the card. I opened it and I said, don't give me the card, please. So 1/3 of it goes into that account. No matter, even if you say you are dying, until I see you, until even, you know, sometimes men, they will tell you they don't have money until you see them what are getting here, and then you just go and bring us something and say, okay, I have this one.
Wow.
so that was how I now started buying my equipment one after the other. Anyone I want, I work hard. I will deny myself. If they say they're doing ashebi, me, I'm not buying ashebi. If they say they are doing this, me, I'm not doing, you know, because I'm calculating is 1 + 1 giving me 10. I need to buy this equipment. I need to buy that equipment. I need to get this. Because if you do not get all these things, if you really do not get all these things, baking becomes very stressful. So you need all these things that make baking easier for you to do. So you need a mixer, you need this. So that's how I started saving. That's how I started getting those things one after the other. So when eventually people kept driving into the compound to pick up cakes, my husband became a bit worried, and he said, one day thieves will come into this compound. So the next land belongs to us. So, and he was building his office there. So he built the long thing and said to me, take two rooms, I'll take 2. And I said, I did a party, you put canopy, invited everybody and moved. You see how happy me and my workers were. It wasn't up to 3 months. We chased the man out of the place because we get expanded. The man just kukuma carried this thing and ran. And that's how we have that place as our own. And from there, we kept growing. From one mixer, I had 2, I had 3, I had 4. From one oven, I had 2, I have 3, I have 4. So that's how I kept making sure I kept upgrading anything I'm doing. Like you talked about castle cake. I'll come to that. Yes. Anything I'm doing, I must make sure I sit down and I do it right. Now, if a customer comes to me and says, I want a traditional wedding cake, create something, and then I sit down and I ask the customer, blah, 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 blah. Sometimes we agree on the price, and by the time I sit down and then I think about that order, and by the time I start drawing it out, it will be more than the customer has paid me, but I'll go ahead and then I'll do it. Now, when I do it and I put it out there, the thing sells like crazy. Other customers will say they want. Now, what I never did was to go with the flow. If everybody's doing castle cake, I am not going to do castle cake because I have learned over the years to understand my location, to understand my environment. Yeah. Okay. Let me give you a simple example. My location, when we do cakes, and to tell you the truth, our cakes are beautiful. They are moist. They are nice. But you see, the customers will say, kitchen pastries, because come down on the sugar. Kitchen pastries, come down on the sugar. So if they're saying to you, come down on the sugar, and you see that every other person is doing fillings for their cakes, they will do, what is it called, caramel. They will do this one on the other layer. They will do that one on the other layer. And then you are afraid, you say, I need to go and learn how to do, you do it. But the people around you are saying, cut down on the sugar. So why would I want to keep going to waste money in that, knowing that my customers and the people around me are not going to like it? Am I making sense? Yes. So it's not everything you see that you jump into. Castle cake might be raining for every person, but if you know how much a castle cake costs. So the people around you, are they going to pay you 3 million, 4 million, 10 million to have you do a castle cake? Oh no. It might be one person. And if you get that type of order, go to the person that is doing castle cake. What you need to do is, I have this, please can you help? How do I go about it? And sometimes the person will go like, okay, this is what you need to do, this is what you need to do. So you don't go with the flow. You go with what works for you. That way you cash out. So I don't do all those feelings, feeling this, feeling that, feeling. I mean, next time the person, the thing you will now hear around is, her cakes are so sweet. Biko, biko, biko. Do you understand it?
Yeah.
So calm down, calm down. Whatever works for you, make sure you cash out on those things. And allow the people that the castle cakes is working for, do it and get their money. And the people that, people in Abuja, take for example, the Hausa people, they love sugar. They love sugary things. So if you're there, you must do a lot of feeling. You must do those things that appeal to their taste buds. Do you understand?
That's
So
true.
if I'm there, of course I'm going to learn how to do these things. I'm going to put more. But here they are saying cut down on the sugar. Everybody wants to lose weight. So yeah, so do what works for you.
Yeah.
So, Victoria, are you okay? Are you satisfied?
So okay, like she killed it, especially work with your environment, what worked for you, because
Okay, while she's struggling with her network, please, we are still expecting questions. If you have any questions to ask, please drop your question. Request to join us if you want to join
Hey,
us on live.
Winnie Bakes, how are you? Sorry, I can see Winnie Bakes.
If you want to join us, if you want to drop question, please just drop your question. If you want to join us, just request to join us, and I will add you up. Somebody is saying that you kill it, boss. Boss, thank you so much. You have said it. You have said a lot. And when it comes to castle cake, that's true. Most bakers are easily carried away by what is trending. That's why if you go on social media, you keep seeing low budget castle cake, and is because most times, let's say for example, I'm a baker now, and somebody copy a job from kitchen pastries handle to me to do exactly that. First of all, do you know how much kitchen pastry charge for the cake? And you are coming to tell me, please, is it not just cake, butter, and sugar? You understand? And most bakers don't even bother to know, to check the price. At the end of this war, will I go on with something? Everybody is just busy these days, just to have picture to post on Instagram and not thinking about their profit. At the end of the day, everybody keeps complaining. So, but thank you so much. You have done amazing work. And
Thank you.
it seems like people don't have questions today. And
I have to.
the way I'm seeing this, but it seems like maybe once in a month or twice in a month, Bakers TV show will be hosting you on this platform to keep enlightening a lot of bakers, encourage them and advise them, because at this point, a lot of young bakers need advice. They need advice. It's like they are not listening to somebody. Everybody that wants to make money is beyond just making money. So thank you so much. Before you go, we have resulted at 1 hour. Before you go, and I want to ask you, what will be your advice for the young bakers?
Okay, my advice is this: slow and steady. Slow and steady. See, when your cake is good inside, I have seen a lot of bakers, and I will go through their page. I will go see when they started and stuff like that. Sometimes I see cakes that are covered, and I'm thinking, who eats those type of cakes that are hard and looking like, I don't know, who does that? Who eats them? But people are eating them, right? But you need to understand the science behind baking. Once you understand it, some people have had some bakers say to me that the more they make the cakes hard so that it will not fall when they ice with fondant. Sometimes it's the young ones, you need to learn it. Stop going for this 2K class. Those people just go on social media, on Google, bring out this thing and you're paying 2K. Why is it after paying 2K, you are still looking for where to do stuff? Because you don't actually want to sit down and learn it well. And you mustn't start your business now. You mustn't. Find a celebrity baker. Find someone who has, and ask, is there any room for me? And you're going there to work. this is what I tell them. You must work. If you do not work, how are you going to grow and learn? You must serve one way or the other. Don't go and start cake and then you come to my DM and be disturbing me. Ma, this customer wants this. How do I go about it? How can you be going about something? Didn't you go for training? What's that? I don't get it. Ma, if I use this, will it fall? Ma, is this? Oh my God. Somebody is asking a question. So yes, this is what I tell them. Calm down, be calming down. When you take a seed and you put the seed on the ground, what happens? It takes a time for the seed to come up, and then you start seeing it shoot up. Slowly you start tendering the seed, making sure you remove the weeds, making sure that this one happens, making sure that until it grows. But the Gen Z, this generation Z or whatever, I mean is come buy my market, whether market is good or bad, whether what you're selling is horrible. I mean, and Instagram says we have to do real. Sometimes I watch the reel, and then in a place, and I'm looking at your environment very dirty, and you're there icing a cake for who to eat. You don't even sit down to go and learn about the science behind food technology. Am I making sense? Like when we do fruits, I have sat down, I have learned it, I have read about them before I can say I will confidently give this to a customer. Your environment must be clean. You are dealing with food. That's why they sell all these metal things, because they don't breed bacteria. Am I making sense? So sometimes you see these young bakers, they put up what they are doing, and I'm saying they are dirty. This is things somebody is going to eat. So there are things that you need to seriously learn first before you can start calling yourself, I'm a baker, I'm a professional baker. You can't be a professional baker, because the thing is, like in my bakery, we have health officials come. Every 3 months they come. If they see, anytime they come, what I do is, like, you see this my nose, I'll go and put on a gloves. But if I'm working, I'm putting a gloves anyways. But if they see you, they're charging you 5,000. If they see any expired thing, these people will use their torch and go to the darkest areas of your bakery to find something to charge you. So if bakers in Nigeria can quietly calm down and know that they are giving food to people, and make sure that the environment is clean, make sure that slowly and steady, go and sit down and study, read. Google is your friend. They are not reading. This generation, they are not reading. You will see somebody buy a phone, and the person is bringing out a phone and telling somebody who is just repairing phones or selling this, please, can you tell me how this is done? But there's a manual, for crying out loud. And the person you are saying, tell me how to use the phone, you are much better. You are much educated. So I am telling the bakers, the younger ones, and even the ones that you think that they are matured, but I mean, please, sit down and read. Get yourself informed. Go and read what it means to be food safe. What are the things you are using that are not food safe? Desist from them. Make sure that, sugar is not good for the body. It's as simple as that. So we're giving things that the doctors are saying to people, stay away from. We must give that thing that they're saying stay away from. Those are the things that is giving us money. We must make sure at least we do it in a clean environment. At least we give the top products that we can find. Not you go to the market, they'll tell you this white thing came out, and you add it to your cake. You don't know who is killing. You don't know anything. You nothing whatsoever. So this is what I say to the younger ones: be coming down, be cool, I'm begging you, be coming down. Be coming down. It's not nice.
Because you have said a lot, thank you so much. I really enjoyed this segment. Even if it's still hard, I won't be tired because you give dropping vibes. And somebody asked a question and said, my question is that how do one charge cake here in UK when one is paid hourly for any job?
You know, when I did my pricing, I'll tell you what I did. When I did my cake pricing, I didn't use the Naira to do my cake pricing. There was this app, then I bought it online. It's called the Cake Boss app. And the Cake Boss app, it's in pounds. So if you're paid hourly, is she being paid hourly for her cakes, or she's working in a place where she's being paid?
Yes, he's working in a place.
So it's not her charging for the cake now, it's her boss charging for the cake.
So I don't even understand the question. Maybe he or she will ask the same.
So is she saying that?
Please resend your question. Okay, we have another question here. Somebody said, please, ma, how do you cope with your staffing? Your staffs?
Like, yeah, Nigerian staff. Oh my God! Like today, I just carried my phone and went home, switched it off, and decided to sleep. I said, "These people will not kill me." I'm telling you. This is my policy. I said, I will never allow my workers, come down to their level. They must come down up to my level, because it's very difficult in Nigeria, but God has been faithful to me that I have my workers stay. So some staff will come, and what they want to do is come and steal your stuff, steal your recipe, blah, 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 and run away. So if you already have a structure, you will know those staff immediately. So I am also in an environment where everybody wants to become a boss. It's very difficult to have staff, to find staff in my place. Very difficult. Every person that is baking, if I say now, they say kitchen pastries have started again. Whatever it is that they are baking, I don't know if that is cake. Rather than come and work and earn and improve, they are all, so it's very difficult. So the ones, if I can whisper this thing and tell you, the best people that give you the best service are those ones that didn't go to school. Down in my location, my locality, here. The ones that give the best. See these ones that will carry their certificate and tell you, I studied this, I studied that. Oh my God, those ones are the horrible ones. I'm sorry if you're listening and you have your certificate. But because the baking needs a lot of strength, it needs a lot of stamina, it needs a lot of brain work. The ones that have their certificate are lazy. You see these ones that didn't go to, that are just JS3 or S, some of them, they are the best workers that you train, and they do it well, and they stay, and they give you service. I am not ashamed to say it, but it's the truth. It's from experience. Those ones that will come and speak big grammar for you. Yeah, nothing. They come today, tomorrow they'll go.
Okay, boss, she was the one that asked the question, I believe. Okay, before you,
good evening.
You can introduce yourself so that you can ask more questions.
Okay, good evening, ma. This live video is like very interesting. This is my first live video ever. I had to come on because I wanted, this is my first time of coming in front of my camera. That's how much I enjoyed your live today. So this staffing issue is a lot, because you've answered the question partly, but I feel like for going business.
Please quickly introduce yourself before you start.
Sorry. Okay, my name is Jane. I'm the head baker, Aurelia Cake Shop, and I'm located in Abuja. Yes. Okay, so the staffing issue I wanted to ask is, you've answered a bit of it. So I wanted to know, as a startup or as a growing business, what's the best way to actually get people? Because sometimes you get somebody that you teach, and at the end of it, the person feels they've learned, and then they disappear. Or do you think that it's okay to go ahead to get a professional baker and pay the person? Just know that you're getting what you paid for, and what do you think is the best way?
I don't know what you mean by getting a professional baker and paying. Like there will be, but the best workers that give best service are the ones that will come and you will be trained. They will learn on the job. You train and they learn on the job. Um, but that doesn't mean that if you have the opportunity to have a baker come in and say, okay, this is how much you are going to pay me to do this particular cake, you do it. But the best workers are the ones that learn on the job, because when they start learning, they are giving you more service, they are giving you more time to train them. Are you getting me? Yes. So
Yeah.
you need to have a mixture. Like when I had my artists, I'm the one, I started training them. I trained them. So I train most of my workers. I train them, and I still do it with them. Do you understand? So it's not as if I go and, but sometimes, like you said, sadly, some of them learn and they go, and then you start all over again.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's just like that. It's just all you need to do is to keep praying. When when a worker comes, I tend to give them 2 weeks probation. I'll say 2 weeks probation so that you know exactly what we're doing. Every morning you come, you see how we're doing it. After 2 weeks, then we can sit down and we can have a discussion. And you find out. So that 2 weeks also gives me the opportunity to go before God and talk to God about it, because I don't want to start with you and then after a year or after 6 months you say one long story and run away. You know what I mean? So yes, so whatever works for you is fine. But the ones that you get and you start training, the very what's that word? But everything you do has an advantage and disadvantage. Yes. So because if you get those ones that are not educationally qualified, they have the stamina. They have, some of them are not really. They are not really. What will I say? They don't understand fast. So that means you have to put in more. But at the long run, they are better. They are better to have a staff. Because once you start training them, they start understanding it, they stay more. They're excited. But the other ones will start thinking, you are making this amount in this cake, Biko, and I'm here suffering for you. Please, I need to make mine. And then they will go behind you and be doing all sorts of things. You know what I mean? So whatever works for you is very good.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So, I hope
yes.
okay now.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Okay, man.
I don't know how to go out. Can you help me take? I don't know how to go out of it.
Sorry?
Can you take of live? I don't know how.
She wants you to take her out, that she doesn't know how to go out.
Okay. Let me try.
Okay. There was a question about the lady in UK. You remember?
She said that she said what I mean is that in UK they pay per hours. That if she's charging a customer, is she charging a customer? Is she charging a customer?
I saw the question. Yes, I will address it now. You see, when you do your pricing, like I was saying about the Cakebox app, there's what we called hourly pay. Now, if assuming you want to create a 6-inch 4 layers cake, now how many, at the end of the day, you're going to ask yourself, how many hours is this going to take me to produce this cake? How much am I worth per hour? Am I making sense? So these are things that are included in the pricing. So it's not just your profit, your hourly pay matters. So are you worth 200 an hour? Are you worth £1 or £10 an hour? Are you worth 1,000 an hour? It depends on what you are worth, and then you are going to include it. So if the cake is going to take you 4 hours from baking to finish, and then you say, I am worth 10,000 naira, or I am worth 1,000 naira an hour, you say 4 hours times 4. So that 4,000 is added to the total cost. So that's what people don't understand, So when they do their pricing and they just go like, it's going to take me 10 naira. It's going to take me 10 naira to do this cake. So I'll just pay me 15,000. So that means 5,000 is my profit. It doesn't work that. So what about your hourly labor? So the hourly thing needs to come in. So as you grow, your hourly price goes up. Do you understand it now?
I hope, exceptional case, I hope you're okay now. Okay, we have another question. Somebody say, ma, do you give formal document for engagement with the staff?
I've never done that because all my staff, I train them, and yeah, I've never given them formal, but after the 2 weeks probation, we sit down, because I also will treat them that we're all family. So, but we make sure that they understand the rule of engagement, and I don't get them to sign anything, but they get to see and they get to know that these are the things, the rules guiding kitchen pastries. Yes. So I've never sat down to give them a form, because I've never in the years of business have them do things or get me to a point where I'm thinking, okay, I need to do that. You know, so but if you are in a place where then you have to do it. But for me, I've never done it, and it's been working for me. But that doesn't mean it will work for another person, you know.
Okay. We also have another question here. Somebody said, I am a new baker and I stay in Austin. Please, I need advice. I'm getting discouraged.
She says she's a new baker. She stays where? In
Austin. I don't know which area she needs advice on, or generally about baking, or I don't know. She said she needs advice on baking.
Yeah, so she's not particular about it, so I can't actually give her an advice. Okay. But if she's getting discouraged because she's not getting a lot of customers, maybe it's time for her to go work with somebody else. Yeah?
Okay. Okay. She said, when I calculate and I do my pricing, my clients the price. My clients the price, then don't get back to me. I don't know. Maybe she's trying to say that most times when she end up sending out a price list to clients, when they see the price list, they don't get back to her again. I don't know.
Okay, let me explain something. I don't know where she is, but I'm going to give an advice based on what my experience, and you know, customers are very funny. I'm sure some of my customers are online. You know, customers are very funny, yes. And if you're not smarter than them, they will get you to a point where at the end of the day, you're looking at yourself and said, what just happened? Customers will want you to come down on your price. But because you have already known that if you are charging 20,000 for a cake, because you have sat down and you have done your pricing right, that if you give a discount of say 1,000, it's your profit you are giving out though. Am I making sense?
Yes,
so
yes.
If they make you get to the point where a cake you're supposed to charge for 20,000, you are charging for 15, that means you're just making that cake and there's no profit for you. So isn't it better for you not to take that cake? You know what I mean? Isn't it better for you not to take that job than take the job and shoot yourself on the foot? So customers will always complain about price. Customers will always say, give me discount. But if you're a new baker and you're growing, are you a home baker? If you're a home baker, there are 1 or 2 things you can do plus and minus, and it's not giving you as high as somebody who has a front shop. Because if you have a front shop, there are a lot of other costs involved. Do you understand? So do not allow customers to bring you to a point where you are cheating yourself. So, but are your prices right? Are your prices equal to what you're giving? Because if a customer comes to you and you're giving funny things and you're calling price, the customer will say, look at this one, you're not even serious. Am I making sense? But if a customer comes and sees, oh my God, this person knows exactly what he or she is doing, you call price and they say, hey, Biko, this one, you say, sorry, ma, sorry, sir, this is our price. We don't even give discount. They say, okay, he will go. Later you come back and say, please now, it will be the customer begging. But if the customer is making you change your price and you are feeling discouraged because of your pricing, maybe the worth of what you're pricing, you're not giving the worth of what you're pricing. So go and have a look. If you're doing everything right, relax, relax. Even if it's one cake a week, relax. A time will come when you'll be doing 10 a day and you'll be saying, how did I get to this place?
Okay, thank you very much. And we just have a new person. Hello. Please, can you introduce yourself?
Good evening, ma'am. My name is Jeanette from Genetrix.
Please speak up. We can't hear you well.
Good evening.
Yeah, we can hear you now. Good evening. Welcome.
My name is Dr. Modupe of Genetrix in Ibadan.
Hello, Modupe.
Good evening, ma'am. It's a pleasure, ma'am. Thank you for all you do, and thank you because TV show. Actually, I came in late. I was out in traffic, and most of the questions I wanted to ask you, I've answered them successfully. And one thing I learned that I've been working on that I also mentioned today was that slow and steady.
Can you hear her? I can't hear.
Please, we can't hear you well.
Okay, let me get off the Bluetooth. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, good evening, sir. Good evening, ma. My name is Dr. Modupe of Genetrix in Ibadan.
Welcome, doctor.
I'm sorry I came in late. I was out in traffic. And most of the questions I wanted to ask, you've answered everything. Because it's actually like you came prepared with all our questions. You had the answers already.
Oh.
So you were just answering them one after the other.
Oh.
Network. Wow.
No, go on. We are hearing you.
We're hearing you.
So, like I said, I used to be a hobby baker when I started. I started out of just a passion for baking. Then I decided to monetize my passion actually. But when I started, I wanted to be at the top. I kept learning different things. I learned this, I learned that. People were doing this. I was rushing with the tide, moving with the tide. And at the end of the day, I forgot to know that what I needed to do was, like you said, slow and steady. I went as far as getting 2 shops. Oh, I want to increase my visibility. People know me. When I go down there, I ended up moving back to the house. It was after then I learned that the big bakers I was following were even home bakers, like Odun Creams Cakes. I was surprised. So you mean she does all that in our own house? And who am I? I just packed my thing, gingerly left the rents with them and came back home, picked up a room, and I started to. That was when I went back and started learning. Yeah. All I had known over time were things I'd seen people do, and I was practicing it. But then I took my time and I started learning, and I went back. Most of the things I used to do then, I was underpricing myself. I needed to bake, I needed to put something out there on Instagram and everything, till I realized that it doesn't work that way. If I truly want to make this a business and a brand that will grow. So I took my time, I stopped. I said, I'm no longer doing baking. And people got so used to it. Even up till now. They'll be like, you have changed now. You were not like this before. I said, I was not like this before. Nigeria was not like this before. Change and come. And so I realized that it's not about baking. It's not about you just putting pictures out there. It's about doing something that you realize that you people appreciate what you have done. You are satisfied. You are fulfilled.
Yes.
So I stopped taking nonsense orders. Let me put it like that. I stopped baking for the sake of baking. Because I'm the kind of person, one thing I like about kitchenpastries is your creativity. I don't know what's in this brain of mine, but this brain of mine is creative. I see something, I imagine it as a cake. Yes. I've done 1 or 2 free works like that. I saw a toy in the market, and a police toy or something, and once I saw it, and the thing came to me as a cake. And I eventually baked that cake for Ibadan Bakers Association. So what I'm trying to say is, I know I'm creative. I have that thing in me. So all I need to do is just to be patient and grow, just like you said. And that's what I've been doing. And in doing that, I realized that, okay, fine, what do I have around me? My target audience, this is what they need. I didn't take feelings with Odun Creams Cake. I only feel cakes once in a while. I haven't had anybody asking me for that. So I have all the knowledge down. So when I actually get those that need that knowledge, it's good. You can have the knowledge down. But after having the knowledge down, The next thing is for you to focus which way forward. Now, because of my daughters, I have a daughter with a condition called hydrocephalus. So I realized the importance of nutrition. And I looked around me and said, okay, people around me, they are the kind that want to lose weight, elderly people, and all that. And I said, okay, fine, let me come down. I started with banana bread. I started with banana bread without sugar. Then I moved to other stuff. Then I moved to homemade bread that I could make with my hands with no preservatives. Initially, when I started with the bread, I started with preservatives and the fruit and everything. And then one day, my daughter forgot to add it. And it was very awesome. And I said, so this bread can be good like this without improvement? Fine. Let me tell people I'm making homemade bread with no addition of chemicals or nothing. Until today, the bread we eat has nothing. We don't buy bread outside. And we make it with our bare hands. I don't have a mixer for bread. We make it with our bare hands. So I started improvising. I started tweaking the recipe till I was able to get a very good recipe that I'm proud of. I said, okay, fine. I can tell people come and learn this recipe for a token. I'm sure of what I've done. So I'm very, very grateful for what you have said tonight. It's like you talked about me, and I'm happy that you like the fact that this is what I'm doing. The Holy Spirit is saying, keep it up. Don't be discouraged. Okay? So I moved on. I'm doing bread. I started with shawarma. And like you said, my cakes come once in a while. I'm okay with it. I just got a cake today. I'm actually missing the fondant. I haven't baked like 2 or 3 days or like a week. And it's okay. But I know that once I make one cake, I don't undercharge myself. The lady was even telling me today, you have changed, though. Is it because of all the professional certificates you are getting now? I said, no, ma. Ingredients are expensive. No, ma, I'm not collecting money for the certificates. It's the ingredients that have increased. So I'm grateful for this program because, like I told Bakers TV show, I said, this is a very good incentive. So many bakers like me out there want to get to the top at once. It doesn't work that way. It's like you said, slow and steady. Yes, my friend has this. Oh, she has a good photography. She has a good background. Slow and steady. Manage what you have. I have just a little backdrop that I use, but I make sure there's lighting, like you always teach us. Make sure there's lighting. Make sure it's good. Make sure it's clean. And I did to that. So thank you very, very much. This program is awesome, and yes, it's very, very encouraging to people like me, and I'm sure other bakers out there. Thank you so much, ma. Thank you, sir. God bless you, ma.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Thank you.
There you go.
The testimony are beginning to shoot up, and I think we will give you a break from here this very minute for you to rest. And we have learned something today, and
Yes.
what we need to do, me, Bakers Division, and you, we need to talk because, honestly speaking, you need to have a lot of people. A lot of people need this segment, so we will schedule ourselves maybe once or twice a month to see how we can help you on Bakers TV so that you can help get to talk to a lot of bakers, get to advise them and encourage them to stay in business. Because with what we are seeing this evening, these people need people to talk to them and also advise them. And thank you so much. We have exhausted 1 hour 35 minutes. That's great. And before you go, what's your general TV show?
What's my general?
What's your view about Bakers TV show?
I'll tell you something. When I started, somebody tagged me, and I came on and I saw Bakers TV show where you were asking if any baker you like, which baker would you want to have a conversation? And I saw a lot of people tagging me there, and I started looking at it. I said, oh wow, this is nice. I've come to realize that a lot of people in this industry, especially bloggers like you, they tend to be cliquey, cliquey is the word, and I really do not like associating with that type of thing. Why? Because I feel that the way God has led every person is different, So I don't have to join the clique for you to notice that I have a lot to give. That's why if you watch my story, if you watch my page, you see, anytime I'm doing something, I'm videoing it and I'm pushing it out there. I am not doing it so that I will be noticed. I'm doing it because I know that most of the things I have or I know, they came free from the Holy Spirit. So when I looked through what you were doing, and then you sent me and you said a lot of people are, will you want? I said yes, fine, because I felt that there was no pretense. I didn't see the clicking thing, and it's so sad because this is social media. You know, somebody, because you're a blogger and you feel, oh, there are some particular people you need to showcase all the time. This is wrong. So I hope at the end of the day, as you keep growing, that you won't do that. Once you see people that are genuinely giving it to in the industry. Are you getting me? Don't sit down and conclude about anybody. You can't sit down and conclude about anybody. There are a lot of bakers that are working behind the scene that have a lot to give to the young generation. See, I feel that it is, of course, first of all, I'm a teacher. Before I became a baker, I was a teacher. I also read administration and supervision. So I love to impact a lot, because I believe that because of social media, a lot of the younger generation are missing it one way or the other. You know, so that's why I like about this Baker's TV show. It's a good thing. I think there was a time they wanted me to showcase, and I read through, and I think was it you or something? I read through and I withdrew. Oh, it was you. I read through and you kept saying, "Madam, give me this." I just quietly kept PM on you. I said, "Oh no, I don't want this. What's going on here?" You know, I really. I really want to make sure that if I'm spending an hour, 2 hours, I'm impacting. I love to impact. I know my craft. I know what I can do with my hands. I know that with my hands I have built, by the grace of God, where Kitchen Pastries is now, you know, and no bank gave it to me, nobody, no man, no woman, but my customers. From over the years, God kept bringing them, increasing us, and we grew. So with that, I feel that God has brought me to a place where I should give back. But if I'm going to give back, I'm going to do it from a place of love, not from a place of, oh, we belong to this person belongs to me, so every day I'm going to. I will withdraw myself completely from you, because that is not who I am, and that's not what God is calling me. I want bakers to excel. I want people, whatever it is you're doing, to excel. So I like what you're doing, and don't go with bias. I also know of 1 or 2 of them, like you people, that are also encouraging a lot of young bakers to do this, to do that. Yes. So, but you see, I can't leave this place without saying something. I know a lot of people don't like it. They say this is a new generation, this is, but see, bakers, anybody that is listening to me, this is not me being fashionable. This is me telling you the truth. It is God who gives the ability to make wealth. You will see how God will take someone who didn't study finance and get the person to do the accounting very well, and you'll be wondering, did you study finance? People will always ask me, are you an artist? I say, I'm not. But the way God has did it, the way God has led me. So what am I saying in effect? I am nothing without the direction of the Holy Spirit. I was saying to a friend of mine today, and I said, this is not me bragging. This is me saying there is nothing on earth I've asked God that He hasn't given me. And it comes from a place of, I will fall, I will drop. When I was getting younger, older, I will fall, I'll drop, until I understood that I need to be in God's presence for Him to direct me. So everything you see, Kitchen Pastries, even sometimes me, I am, and I know it's not me. Everything that comes out from Kitchen Pastries, there is grace. So if you want to excel, you must go and spend time in the presence of God. You must do it right. You do not cheat. This is not me telling you that I'm all perfect. I'm not perfect. The Lord is always getting me better and better. But you see, This my hands. You order a 10-inch cake, we give you a 10-inch cake. Even at double. If you feel you're not happy, we come back to you. We make sure we do it right with you. Why am I saying that? Because we know that our Oga is God. And it is God who throws us out there. It is God who goes and knocks. The Holy Spirit goes and knocks on people's door. Kitchen Pastries needs your services. Kitchen Pastries needs you. Kitchen Pastries needs you. And they come. So it's not just about baking. It's also about having a relationship that you are satisfied with yourself. When you are seeing things happen, you are not moved by them. So people really don't like hearing it, but this is the truth. Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. And I'm saying this from experience. I'm not saying it that you are being religious. I'm saying it that you need a personal relationship with God. When you do that, before you are going to this place, I'll tell you what happened one day. One day we came to the bakery. It was a Saturday. 8:30, 9, no customer was coming in. 10:30, no customer was coming in. 11:30, but I was before a cake, and I kept hearing the Holy Spirit say to me, praise me. But I just turned around and I said, I asked my sister, did you people pray before I came? She said yes. I said, So I said to her, go and increase the because we have music all over. I said, go and increase it. But I kept hearing that. 11:30, not one single customer. 12:30, not one single customer has said, hey, this thing you people kept, are you people selling it or what? And it just dawned on me that the Holy Spirit has been saying, praise me. And I said, everybody, drop whatever it is you're doing. Baker's TV show, we praised God. We clapped. We danced. We praised God. And we went back to work. Under 3 hours, everything in on our outlet sold out. People started coming in as if somebody just locked them somewhere. Are you getting where I'm coming from? It's not only in business, it's also in your family life, it's also in your personal life. You can't tell me that you're a baker and you are indulging in fornication and adultery. It doesn't work. You can't say you're a baker and you are indulging in lying. A customer will pay because you want to just hold down that customer, and the customer pays you something and the customer wants a 10-inch. You go and do a 9-inch. Who are you cheating? So these are things that you need to do so that, listen, when you do that, God will take you to places. When we entered government house, nobody, I don't know, they don't know me. God just took us there. Your name will start dropping in places that, because it is God. God will say, I trust this brand. If whatever it is that they are giving you, that's what you are going to get. Are they expensive? Yes. But are they giving you quality? Yes. Because quality doesn't come cheap. The hours I spent to do your cake doesn't come cheap. So this is what I needed to say. I'm very passionate about this. So pardon me if I'm coming out like very hard. So if I don't say it, then I will sleep tonight. The Holy Spirit will say, so you have done it, you think it's you. So yes, please, bakers, we need.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really understand everything you
God
said.
has given us excellent spirit. And excellent spirit comes only from the Holy Spirit. So there must be excellence in everything you do. Even if it is that you are doing one cake a week, let that cake stand the test of time. And be proud to present it. Thank you so much for having me.
I really enjoy this moment. Please, a few minutes from now, our guests will take a bath. Please, if they are live here with us, start sending your appreciation message. Just drop comment to appreciate our guests today for impacting. Please start your boss. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time today.
Thank you.
Almost 2 hours. Almost 2 hours. Powerful 2 hours. Like you said, we should put God first. I understand what you are saying because the idea of Baker's TV show, it was an inspiration that drops, and our top goal. I know we want money to stay in business to run, but our top goal is to see how we can be of help to every baker. We don't we don't we don't know top bakers, we don't know small bakers, we every baking brand. So that's why you see every baking brand is important, especially to me. You see, it also affect if you see us having people from different parts of the world to see how we can all be of help to other bakers. So we strongly believe that God will still give us that spirit of meekness to keep us focused on the goal, not to look. So thank you so much. We a lot of people messages comment are poor. They are pouring comments. So, I love you. I love you. I keep saying I love you. I love
I
you, man.
love you all. I
So
love everyone. I love bakers
thank you.
because we are very
Thank you so
hardworking people. Bakers are very hardworking people. Honestly, it's not easy. It's not easy what we do.
thank you so much. So we will always like to have you maybe twice in a month. We will pick
Oh
a
yeah,
day.
I'm ready.
Thank
And
you so
then we
much.
can also sometimes do it during the day. We can teach one or two things if they tell you. Yes, if they tell you what
Okay.
they can, yeah, you can. So just to
Okay.
help, just to help. It's
Okay.
not anything. I'm not seeking for, but one way or the other, somebody, you see, what we don't understand there, we are the people God uses to answer prayers. God doesn't
Yeah,
come
that's true.
down. So if I pray, God, hey God, I need to learn how to do probably cover a cake nicely, and God is laying Baker's TV show to go and do a class so that this my child will learn. And Baker's and you are there slacking, God will move to another person. You know,
That's
but that doesn't mean that we shouldn't go and pay for classes. If you're not getting, let's leave this one for another day. This classes thing, let's leave it for another day.
okay. But this
But if
at this point, I want to
have a baby,
say
you
a very
must
big
go
thank
and
you.
learn.
Doctor,
Yes, sir.
what's your last word before we go?
Sorry.
What's your last word to our guests before we go?
My last. Well done, Ma. Thank you very much. Most especially for the words of admonition, which are actually the words that we need most. Like when we seek God first, He has all other things to wait for us. So thank you very much. God bless you. Happy
Pleasure.
birthday. This is gonna be the
Yes,
best
tomorrow is
age
my
you've had
birthday.
so far. Yeah, you're
Uh,
entering into another chapter of God's mercy, God's faithfulness, God's loving kindness,
Thank you.
which we will
Thank
also
you.
testify along with you in Jesus' name. Thank you very much, ma.
Amen. Amen. Thank
Thank you,
okay,
ma.
you.
from Becca's
All
TV
right.
show, we wish you the very best in this new chapter of your life. We wish you especially good health for you to still
Yes.
look
Amen.
smart for us. We wish
Amen.
you all your student prayers. God will grant it and answer it all in Jesus' mighty
Amen.
name.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank
Amen.
Thank
you
you.
so much, Matt. We say good night
Good night,
and do have a
everyone. Thank you for staying. Bye.
She's a
bye bye.
jolly good fellow. She's a jolly good fellow. She's a jolly good fellow. And so says all of us. And you are a jolly good beggar TV show. He's a jolly good beggar TV show. Thank you for everything you do. We say God bless you, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you for everybody
Thank you,
that
sir.
joined on this segment. I hope you have learned something today. And keep tuning on Baker's TV show. If you have any idea on what will help us to do the business work, feel free to drop on our DM and advise us on what to do. And any request, anything you want to know about Baker's TV show, I'm always available to help you out. Thank you. At this point, I want to say a big thank you and good night. God bless you.